Hello GED students, this is lesson 71. Again, I couldn't find a very good worksheet that goes with this, so I made a printout of some of the ones from the book. And but it's factoring a quadratic equation. So it's what they mean by factoring is doing the opposite of what you're doing up here on number 69. 69, you have this x plus 1 times x plus 4, and it ends up being a quadratic equation. So what we're doing is taking the quadratic equation and turning it back into two factors. Okay, so we're doing the opposite of 69. We're reversing the process. So to do this, to get the x squared, you need x times x. And that's what 71 is. You'll see all the x's are just 1x. There's no number. I notice 72 deals with if the a here is, or the number here is not 1. So I may have to do a lesson on 71 also here as a wrap up. But yeah, so here with the x squared, you know you're going to have x times plus or minus something times x plus or minus something. So we don't know what the something is here yet. But we know that this has to be x and this has to be x. Okay, in order to get the x squared, because we got to go x times x is x squared. So to find these somethings, these two numbers, you have to find the factors of 20 that adds up to 9. So the factors, I can list them. I got 1 and 20. I got 2 and 10. I got 4 and 4 times what? 4 times 5 is 20. So these are all the factors. 1 times 20 is 20, 2 times 10 is 20, and 4 times 5 is 20. But you notice 4 and 5 will add up to 9. So you need to find the two that will add up to this number in the middle. Remember the introduction, the quadratic is A, B, and C. So C here, the number C here has to, the factors of C have to add up to the B. They should be the sum of. So here, I know then, so one of these numbers is going to be 4, and the other one is going to be 5. Because if we do this, x times 2, that's x squared. And then I go x times 5, that'll be 5x. And then I go 4 times x, that'll be 4x. And you can see here, that's where your 9 comes from. And then we multiply 4 and 5, and that gives us the 20. And I add those two together and they become, it turns back into x squared plus 9x plus 20. Okay? So that would be this one, number 1. Number 2, this one here, again, you can see here the 1 is it's 1x or a. There's no number here, but we got -5 for b, and c is 6. So we know since there's no number here, we have x plus or minus something times x plus or minus something. Okay, because x times x is x squared. But here, we want to take now the c here, we want to take the factors of 6. So 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. And we want to get these to add up to a -5. Well, 2 plus 3 is positive 5. If I make 2 negative, well, -2 times 3 is -6. That won't work, but if I make them both negative, I got -2 and -3 is a positive 6. If I go -2 plus a -3, well, that'll be a -5. So here, these two numbers will be -2 and negative 3. Okay, so you want the factors, two factors that multiply to make 6, have to also add up to be negative 5. So negative 2 times negative 3, that'll be positive 6. Negative negative makes a positive. But then negative 5 plus a negative 3, that'll be a negative 5. So this will be the answer. We got x, because if you do this again, you're going to end up right back to x to the second minus 5x plus 6. Okay? I'm going to take a break here, and then I'll do number 3, 4, and 5, and 6 in the next video.